Problem solving is a skill we all use and need every day. And sometimes solving problems means we must think of a creative solution.
Using all available resources to problem solve and thinking outside the box increases efficiency as well as fun.
Whether you're working on a group project, part of a sports team, or building a car, it's important to be creative when problem solving.
In this video, you'll hear from GM employees who work at different plants and offices about how they incorporate problem solving and creativity in their personal lives and at their jobs.
Let's follow Kim around the plant floor as she keeps production on track by troubleshooting, problem solving, and thinking creatively.
You have to be creative, especially when you're dealing with the beginning and the end of production.
What about those tags? They had 7184 tags on them. They're 7185. We have to get the correct label. It has the wrong label on it. So we're trying to fix it.
Make sure we get this ball rolling and get these parts out.
This is a rack. So this shows that it is a fender left hand. Fender left hand. They have to match. The rack is closed, and then we're able to load it on the truck.
Creativity is very important in my job. Sometimes we don't have what we need, and sometimes I have to go to the line and fill a rack or do what I need to do to get the part out. I'm really good at that. Whatever I need to do to get the job done, I'm going to get it done. And whether it's going to management or someone in my team, and they're really good at helping me. I work with fantastic people. I love them, and I make sure they're set and ready to go.
You want me to get a truck?
Yeah,
while we're waiting?
They want to show
everybody on my team.
The best creativity doesn't really come from one source. The best creativity comes when you collectively get your team to elevate and ensure that your team is bringing the best creativity and by providing the best resources to that team.
You wouldn't think about it, but it is a huge part of the job because you're given a set of problems that someone on the line may see or a production person might see, and you have a set of parameters and you have to solve the problem in that set of parameters, whether that's time or money or resources. You have to be creative within those guidelines. It can really test you, and it is a lot of fun.
Well, we don't live in a perfect world. So there's every day where I've got to be creative about what parts we're going to run because we may not have enough steel, we might not have enough racks, we might not have enough people, the presses may break. So you got to think on your toes and you got to think of ways to get your job done facing adversity.
We should never put creativity in a separate bucket because it's part of everything that you do. If you're cooking something, how you're dressing up, it's involved in that. When you choose a professional career, it's important to consider that this is a part of what you're doing, and it has been such an important aspect because you cannot let go of creativity and be happy in your profession.
I think STEM is a great avenue because it really challenges you to critical thinking, right? With the critical thinking skills, and if you can master that and pair that with people skills, I think you can go anywhere.
We'll find ourselves up against the impossible, just breaking it down and taking it question by question. I really appreciate the foundation that the scientific method gives you. Set your assumption aside and really break down the problem into different variables, right? And test them independently and either prove or disprove them piece by piece rather than taking a really big question and trying to answer it all at once. And it helps because at the end of the day, we're creating real things. We're trying to solve problems and do some things we've never done before.
But also, problem solving is, let's try this. Oh, that didn't work? Shoot. Okay, how about this? It could be a job that's down for 20 minutes, or it could be a job that's down for 2 days. And you still gotta keep trying to figure, okay, well, how about we try this? Dang, we didn't do that? Okay, how about this? And also getting other people's opinions on things and what have been done. And usually as a whole, we finally get it and it's the most satisfying thing.
You think about a simple task like cutting the grass. You have this blade that has this centrifugal force. You have to keep it sharp to cut the blades of grass. having the drive on the lawnmower that propels the lawnmower forward. Those are the type of things that I like them to think about, not necessarily go cut the grass, but just how things work, because it's interesting. Once you start to peel back layers and you can see how this thing ticks, that gives you the type of thinking that will lead you to creating, elaborate things. It is especially fulfilling when you can create something and it works for the world. I don't even focus on the problem. I immediately go to how am I going to solve it. I will encounter a problem and I will immediately try to figure out how to make this problem not go away, but dissolve.
Just in the last week, something that we were working on and we were designing, we tested it and it failed. Now what? Now what do we do? And that's when you do need to start thinking creatively. What is another way? What is an out-of-the-box way that we can look at this and figure out a creative solution that we can get to work?
For me personally, when things get hard, I like to be the person that's able to figure out the hard question. I like a challenge. Sometimes it might not be just me on my own. Sometimes I may need to call for help. For me, it's the troubleshooting aspect of myself of just, I want to be able to push through this. I don't necessarily want to call it stubbornness, but I want a little bit better for myself, and I know that I could do better.
Problem solving and creativity are two important skills you need to succeed, whether you're building a car like our friends at GM
or working on a school project. Think outside the box when searching for a solution,
because your next idea could change the world.